Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday. Well, there's so much to know and even more to see. From music and humor and poetry. We're so glad that you're here and we hope that you stay. 'Cause our Live Friday show will always make your day. Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday.
Hey everybody, thanks for joining us for our Live Friday show. It's me, Mr. Tom of the home video variety show where we make a bunch of music to educate, entertain, and encourage you boys and girls in the best of things. Welcome, happy Friday. And boy, we are moving right along, aren't we? Now, for some of you boys and girls, I know that for you that do classical conversations that you're kind of finished possibly with until the holiday season, and that's a wonderful time. For those of you, you're finishing up your last week or week 12 or week 13, and that's great. Isn't this such a great time of year as the weather turns cooler, and now it's time to simply just enjoy the holiday season, bask in the thankfulness of Thanksgiving, and of course the joy of the holiday season. And anyway, I'm so glad you were here. So glad you're joining us. So glad you're sticking it out with us here on our channel and watching our show, whether it's live right now or you are watching it later on, boys and girls. It is always good to join and be with you. If I know you personally, somewhere in the local area or local group, hello to you. And I hope we meet or run into each other sometime soon, maybe at a community group or at a library or at a field trip or something. I hope I do get to see you. Anyway, let me turn on the chat for those of you that are watching live. If you would like to comment or say anything, feel free, or give a shout out or say hello. I would love to hear from you. Let us start out today with some scripture. All right, and our scripture verse, hey, what do you know, has to do with Thanksgiving, right? Doesn't it? Let us come into his presence with thanksgiving. Let us make a joyful noise, a joyful noise to him with songs of praise. Right? When we come before God, of course, in church, we are reverent, but we are also joyful, and we are thankful. You know, when you sit around at the Thanksgiving table, does your parents do this, or is this a family tradition you have? And everybody talks about, what are you thankful for this year? And everybody thinks, I'm thankful for, I'm thankful for these really great mashed potatoes, or I'm thankful for the puppy dog we got, or I'm thankful for, all the different things. Well, that's just on one day. Of course, boys and girls, we know as God's people, we are thankful every day. Of course, we are joyful and we are thankful for what God has given us. We have this abundant life and all around us, and you have your parents, you have your home. And of course, for those of us within Christianity, we know we have salvation and we have God's, we have eternal life. And that is something to keep us going throughout our entire lives, no matter what we go through. That is the thankfulness and joy. That's the secret to, having a wonderful life. But anyway, our coloring sheet today actually doesn't have the scripture verse on it. I know. Oh my goodness. It actually just says Happy Thanksgiving. So you got, I think that's Freddie the Joker and our court jester and Jimmy, of course, Sir Jimmy on there as to go with our medieval theme. But you can download this free coloring sheet off of our website. Just scan the QR code and there you go. Anyway, let us now hear some jokes from Grandpa.
Hey there, guys, it's me, Grandpa, and are you ready for some more riddles and jokes? Of course you are. Well, let's start with this one. There were 3 little girls, and they all went to school under the same umbrella. How come they didn't get wet? Huh? How come?
I don't know.
Because it wasn't raining. Now, what did one strawberry say to the other strawberry? If you weren't so fresh, we wouldn't be in this jam.
In the jam.
What did the tablecloth say to the table? Stick 'em up. I've got you covered. What is a zebra after it is 5 years old? Is this a science question? What is a zebra after it is 5 years old? What would you call it? Why, you would call it 6 years old. And finally, what did one little chimney say to another little chimney? You're too young to smoke. Well, see you again next time, everybody.
All right. Thank you, Grandpa. All right, speaking of Thanksgiving and the holiday season, of course, throughout the month of December, we have a special Live Friday. All 4 weeks of December, we will do a Live Friday show, and it will be we'll be celebrating Advent together. We'll do a reading, we'll light a candle, and but also we will do a holiday T-shirt giveaway. That's right. Where do I have it? Where'd it go? Where's the T-shirt? Some puppet stole it from me. Here it is. You can get one of these T-shirts, and this is how you do it. You have to have your parents' email address has to be on our email list. And if you have ever bought anything from us, or if you have signed up for the newsletter before, or if you have downloaded a free coloring sheet, then we already have your email address. Haha! And we'll put all those names into a hat or a bucket, and we'll pull the name live during the show. And if we pull your name, we'll send you an email, let you know, hey, you're the winner, and you will get one free child-size home video variety show T-shirt sent to your house. Alrighty. And if you've won before, last year, I think, you're still good. You'll be in the drawing. All right. So maybe you'll get a double blessing. Anyway, if you're not on our email list, then you can scan the QR code, by the way. Anyway, all right. Now let's hear from Jimmy, who's got a poem for us.
Here, a poem, Wind Wolves, by William D. Sargent. Do you hear the cry as the pack goes by? The wind wolves hunting across the sky. Hear them tongue it, keen and clear, hot on the flanks of the flying deer. Across the forest, mere and plain, their hunting howl goes up again. At night they'll follow the ghostly trail. At night we'll hear their phantom wail. For tonight the wind wolf pack holds sway, from Pegasus Square to the Milky Way, and the frightened bands of cloud deer flee in scattered groups of 2 or 3. That's Wind Wolves by William D. Sargent. Thanks for listening.
Thank you, Jimmy. Thank you. Yeah. What is a wind wolf anyway? You know, you read some of these poems, boys and girls, and you're like, what are they talking about? Well, if you've ever been outside in the wind, especially in the winter, boys and girls, let me tell you, I used to live in Wyoming, and that gets very, very windy. For those of you that live out west, you know how windy it can be. And the wind used to blow the tumbleweeds down the street. We used to watch it from the window and have, like, we'd call it tumbleweed races and say, I don't think that one's going to win. Anyway, but the wind, when it howls, you know, can make, especially the wintertime, makes that howling kind of noise, a bit like a wolf. So the people that write these poems have spent a lot of time outdoors, just observing things around them and getting an imagination. And boys and girls, that's what we want for you. You know, there's too many young people out there, I'm afraid nowadays, that are kind of just doing this. You see the glow on their face, and a lot of adults too. And we want more for you. We want you to be outside. We want you to be turning over rocks and looking at insects and looking at leaves. And some people might say, oh, that's just boring. But we, folks like myself and probably your parents and many others, we want you to be full of wonder, full of imagination about the world around you. All right. So don't just look at things that are just, you know, screaming your attention, but rather look for things that are just, they're not screaming for your attention, but they are beautiful, lovely, and worthy of writing about or thinking about, just like in our poem today. And just like in the person we are going to learn about is Geoffrey Chaucer. That's right, on our Medieval Minds today, Geoffrey Chaucer. And you haven't heard of him before. He wrote the story, The Canterbury Tales, and a few others. And he's known as the father of English literature. But you don't have to take my word for it. Here's Grandpa.
Hello, my friends. Thank you for joining me on Medieval Minds, where we discover more about prominent persons during the Middle Ages. Today, we will talk about Geoffrey Chaucer, the father of English literature. Geoffrey Chaucer was born around 1343 in London, England, during a time of great change. The Middle Ages were full of knights, kings, and castles, but also challenges like war and disease. Chaucer grew up in a middle-class family. His father was a wine merchant, which helped young Geoffrey learn about business, money, and the busy life of London. Even as a boy, Chaucer loved stories, poems, and learning about different kinds of people. He served as a page to a noblewoman, which meant he helped around the castle, delivered messages, and learned proper manners. This job gave him a chance to travel, meet important people, and experience many parts of medieval life. Later, he fought in the 100 Years' War, was captured by the French, and even had to be ransomed, rescued with money from the king. Over the years, Chaucer worked many different jobs: soldier, messenger, diplomat, and even manager of the king's buildings. These experiences exposed him to people from all walks of life: nobles, merchants, clergy, farmers, and travelers. Meeting so many different kinds of people inspired the characters he would later use in his writing. Chaucer's most famous work is the Canterbury Tales, a collection of stories told by a group of pilgrims traveling to Canterbury Cathedral. Each pilgrim comes from a different part of society, from a knight to a miller to a cook, and each tells a story in their own voice. Now, instead of writing in French or Latin, which were common for serious literature at the time, Chaucer wrote in Middle English, the everyday language spoken by ordinary people. This choice helped make English a respectable language for literature. The Canterbury Tales is more than just a story collection. It gives us a window into medieval life. Chaucer wrote about people honestly, showing their strengths, weaknesses, humor, and mistakes. His writings showed that literature could entertain regular people, not just scholars or priests. Because of his influence, Geoffrey Chaucer is often called the father of English literature. He helped shape the English language and inspired future writers like Shakespeare. Chaucer died in 1400 and was buried in Westminster Abbey. Today, his burial place is part of Poets' Corner, where many great English writers are honored. Geoffrey Chaucer's life shows that one person's curiosity, humor, and storytelling can change a whole culture. His works continue to be read, studied, and admired more than 600 years later, proving that great stories never grow old. Thanks for listening to this episode of Medieval Minds. Come back next week, and we will tell you more about prominent persons of the Middle Ages.
Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you so much. That's the story of Geoffrey Chaucer. Now, boys and girls, if you'd like to read the story of the Canterbury Tales, I will have to tell you, I searched high and low, and possibly not completely exhaustively, but I wanted to find you a version of the story that would be suitable for children, because there are many elements to the stories of the Canterbury Tales themselves that are not, they're not really something I would read to my own children. There's certain parts of it. And so I probably wait, and I couldn't find any version that was suitable for folks about your age, from the ages of, from middle school, elementary school. But once you get into high school, of course, I encourage you to read the Canterbury Tales, and I did when I was in high school, and now I have reread them again recently, now as my son is now reading them. Anyway, but we did find a book that is somewhat related to the Canterbury Tales, but we'll tell you about that in just a minute. But before I tell you about a great book, I'm going to join Mr. Phil, and who's here. And yeah, and we're ready to go. Okay. All righty. And we're going to sing a couple of songs together. Not too many this time, but still, we'll sing some songs. And all right, I'm going to join him. And Phil, you are on. Here we go.
Hey guys. Here, let's sing along.
All right.
We're going to start with Parts of the Sun, okay? We're going to jump right into it. What are they? What are some parts of the sun? Some parts of the sun are core, radiative zone, convective zone, sunspots, photosphere, solar flare, corona. What are some parts of the sun? Some parts of the sun are core, radiative radiative zone, convective zone, sunspots, photosphere, solar flare, corona. What are some parts of the sun? Some parts of the sun are core, radiative zone, convective zone, sunspots, photosphere, solar flare, corona. Some parts of the sun are, one more time, core, radiative zone, convective zone, sunspots, photosphere, solar flare, corona. Yeah. All right, let's go to Wiki. Reflexive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, reflexive pronouns, reflexive pronouns. Myself, yourself, self, yourself, herself, ourselves, yourselves, and yourselves. Myself, yourself, herself, herself, ourselves, yourselves, and yourselves. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. Myself, yourself, self, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and yourselves. Myself, yourself, self, herself, itself, ourselves, yourselves, and yourselves. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. Reflexive pronouns. All right, I hope you enjoy singing along. We do this just to kind of give you like a sort of a more easier version. Sometimes some of our videos are really complex with a lot of moving graphics and everything, and it gets a little crazy. But we just want to keep it just guitar and drum just on these live feeds, so you kind of know. Just it's kind of easy, these songs, and the lyrics should be right there, I hope.
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
Also, we do this just so that you know we don't use AI music to create our videos. I know there's a lot of people that do that nowadays. And as musicians, we don't like it. Anyway, what's that quote? Because if anybody can create music, then nobody can.
Yeah.
If everybody can do music, then nobody's a musician. Anyway, so we're musicians here, and we hope, boys and girls, that you are also learning the beauty of music and learning to create things on your own and learning to build up skill and practice. And these are good virtues, right? As you are pursuing virtues in your classical learning.
Absolutely.
Not just, some people just pursuing something to get the degree or get the just get the grade or just get the class over with. You are doing things to grow, to learn, to understand, to cultivate wisdom and virtue. Anyway, sorry, I'm gonna get off my soapbox now. I just
No, it's good.
Shoot,
It's good.
you know,
yeah.
you see a lot of
very
people
true.
making songs
Very true.
on the internet just by typing in a prompt, and you're like, ooh. Anyway, okay. What was I even talking about? Let's do aquatic biomes. Yes. What are some aquatic biomes? Now, Mr. Tom, I know you sing this and you have a beautiful country twang. But,
Thank you very
I'm gonna do
much.
it this time. In my not so country twang.
You got it.
GCDC, in case you're wondering. What are some aquatic biomes? Some aquatic biomes are ponds and lakes, streams and rivers, wetlands, estuaries, words are actually up this one, is the phases of the moon. Sweet. What are the phases of the moon? Some phases of the moonlight. New crescent, quarter, gibbous four. What are the phases of the moon? Some phases of the moonlight. New crescent, quarter, gibbous four. What are the phases of the moon? Some phases of the moonlight. New crescent, quarter, gibbous four. What are the phases of the moon? Phases of the moonlight. New crescent, quarter, gibbous four. Okay, we're gonna finish with an exciting one. Let's do the Mid-Atlantic world. Let's see, I think I just transposed this just the other day because I couldn't remember how we used to sing it.
Yeah.
Anyway, the only thing wrong we do on the video, is pronunciation. It's, I don't know what we were thinking years ago, but anyway, it's Strait of Magellan. It's a soft G, and someone wrote in the comments a while back, and they were right, because Cape of Good Hope, Strait of Magellan. I don't know why we sang Strait of Magellan.
I don't know.
I don't know why we did that. One of those where you're so busy focusing on the whole project, you sometimes lose a little detail in there. Anyway, oops. But well, there it is. But anyway, we're gonna sing it right here, right now. So,
Strait of Magellan.
Okay,
Gel.
Here we go. This makes me want to be a sailor. Cape of Good Hope, Strait of Magellan, Canary Islands, Treaty of Tordesillas. Cape of Good Hope, Strait of Magellan, Canary Island, Treaty of Tordesillas. Canary Island, Treaty of Tordesillas. Cape of Good Hope, Strait of Magellan, Canary Island, Treaty of Tordesillas. Cape of Good Hope, Strait of Magellan, Canary Island, Treaty of Tordesillas. Midnight world, midnight world, midnight world, midnight world. That is the Cape of Good Hope. Anyway, and I hope You have a wonderful day. Mr. Tom, all right, take it away. Hey, hey.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for watching. Yes, that was the straight at you, like the Strait of Magellan. Strait of Magellan. Shoo, got to pronunciate that right. Anyway, pronounce that right. Let me tell you about a great book, boys and girls. Thank you that you're still with us. Thank you for joining us for all the things, the poetry, the music, the jokes. It's really, really great to share this with you week after week. And finally, let me tell you about a great story. If you don't know about it already, it is Chanticleer and the Fox. That's right. It's the story of a rooster that's very proud of its singing voice, you know, like the way we like to sing around here, and proud of its voice. And yet, look at that down in the picture there. You see that? Wait, where's the camera? Where's the camera? Oh, yes, a fox in the bushes, like a snake in the grass. And the fox, of course, flatters the rooster, and it tricks the rooster into its lair, into captivity, with its flattering tongue, right? The Bible warns us to beware of a flattering tongue. Does Chanticleer make it out? Does he use his cunning and his wit to get out of the situation? Or does he get eaten by the fox? I'll let you find out when you go to your local library and read Chanticleer and the Fox. Now, actually, this story does have a connection to the Canterbury Tales. I believe this is an adaptation of, I think it's The Nun and the Priest or something, one of the Canterbury Tales. And again, Barbara Cooney adapted it for children and made it a story of a rooster and a fox, but similar story arc, similar characters. Anyway, but none of the funniness. Anyway, well, thank you so much for joining us yet again on Live Friday. Boys and girls, we are so glad to be in your part of your tradition on your Friday or whatever day you watch this on. It is a wonderful thing to share music together and poetry, and I hope you are doing those things in your house already, and it's not just you, or it's not just us here on the internet, or not just one of you. I hope it's your whole family, dad, mom, and children that are involved in the good culture of your home, whether it's singing or reading or writing or thinking or just going outside, experiencing the outdoors together. Don't forget, in 2 weeks, we'll start our Advent Live Fridays and, of course, our t-shirt giveaway. Next week, I won't be here, and all of us, we're going to be away for Thanksgiving. So we won't have a Live Friday next week. And I'll just wish you all a very wonderful and happy Thanksgiving. Make sure you are thankful every single day. All right. And remember, your chief end is to glorify God and enjoy him forever. All right. Thanks for joining us, boys and girls. We'll see you next time.
Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday. Well, there's so much to know and even more to see. For music and humor and poetry, we're so glad that you're here, and we hope that you stay. 'Cause our Live Friday show will always make your day. Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday.
Thanks for joining us on. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. Thanks for joining us on the live stream. We hope you had a great day. Hope you had a great time.
Maybe if you had a great, I don't know. We hope you're doing great.
What about if we finish like
Yeah.
Live Friday?
Oh yeah.
Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday. There's so much to know and even more to see. Music and humor and poetry. We're so glad that you're here, and we hope that you stay. 'Cause our Live Friday show will always make your day. Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday. Live Friday. Yeah. couldn't think of anything else better to say and to make it rhyme, and I was pressed for time. So that's what we got. What makes your day? We hope your day is made.
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
Like the way you make cookies.